Okay, so welcome all dear devotees. Sorry for the confusion. Okay, we are actually today on 18 February 2023. We are replacing the class, the last week class, and coincidentally today is a very auspicious day, Navaratri. Very auspicious day. All right, so we're going to continue our Bhagavatam class. Before that, let's do our invocation. Om Aignana Timirandashe Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitamena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Parantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamanam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Shastri Rupam Sagarjadam Shahagana Raghunath Vidam Tam Sajivam Satmaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtai Bhutali Shrimati Japataka Swami Ramani Namacharya Padai Nitai Kripa Pradayini Gaura Kada Damdai Nagarama Tarini Nama Om Vishnu Pada Krishna Bhutali Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Starini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtai Bhutali Shrimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamini Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitai Kripa Daya Krishna Sambandha Viknani Daine Prabhavi Nama Madhuryojala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namasute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dina Tarini Rupanuga Viruddha Patitanta Dvanta Harini Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtai Vipralamara Sambodhe Padambu Jaite Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupai Rupanuga Varaite Gaura Vir Bhava Bhume Tvam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhama Sri Jagannatha Ite Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyacha paritanam pavinebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Se Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasute Jaitam Surata Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvaso Padam Boja Vrada Madana Mohana Divyat Vrindharanya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Nagara Singha Sinasto Srimad Radha Shrira Govinda Devo Pristali Visevya Manosmarami Sriman Rasarasaram Divam Sivata Tatastita Karshan Venutsvanir Gopir Gopinata Yestriyestuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Stute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirain Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. Oops. Okay. All right. So today we are continuing on this. Okay. So today we are going to continue to X27, right? I think last week you did 26. Yes or not? Purushasva bhava vihitan yata varnam yata shramang Vairakya Ragopadibhyang Atmanabhayo Lakshanan. Okay. Have we did this last week? 26?
We are in 27, sir.
We are 27. All right, great. Okay. So this is a very interesting verse. So now, actually, when you see that, okay, the situation is like Maharaj Yudhishthira is going to, Bhishma Dev is going to leave his body. Okay. He's going to leave his body. So it is always advisable that a person can go on telling, manipulate things, can tell lies all his life. Okay, all his life. But definitely at the time of the last moment he definitely will not say anything. That's why they say the best time to learn from someone is when the person is going to leave his body. All right. When the person is about to leave his body, he's going to give you the conclusion of life. Okay. What are the things that you have achieved? Is this life is worth living or not? All right. Have we left the life? Have we lived the life the way that he wanted? All right. At that particular moment, you can see a lot of frustration, a lot of regrets. No, I should have done this. I should have done that, and all these kind of things. All right. I remember when my father was underwent the larynx surgery, the total remove of the larynx. That's when before the surgery, after the surgery, he cannot talk because they removed the voice box. Before that, I was chatting with him. I said, what are the things that you really wanted to do but you never do? What are the regrets you had in your life? He said, I really loved singing. I should have pursued my singing. And that's when I started to realize my father liked singing. I never heard him singing, and I never knew that he liked singing all the while. So anyway, so that's the thing. So in this situation, before this, we see that the praise of Queen Kunti, if all of you, those who are following us closely with all our classes, in praise of Queen Kunti, first Queen Kunti is start to worship Krishna, is asking, give me more and more trouble. So the more trouble I get, the more I can be with your association. Then after that, towards the end of last chapter, Yudhishthira start to burst out in regret. He start to regret things in life. He start to regret all the decisions that he made. He's telling, what is the point? I think I won't get any kind of liberation. You know, what is the point? Can you see or not? Because of me, one person wanted to become the king. The whole, all the prince, all the kings, all were massacred. It's a massacre. It's a mess, this thing. Just because of me, one person wanted to be the king. And to whom he was lamenting to Krishna. And Krishna was just listening, yes. And there Prabhupada explained, even though at that, even though he was just with Krishna, seeing Krishna, lamenting to Krishna with the Supreme Personality, and yet he was lamenting because Krishna wanted him to take instruction from Bhishma Dev. All right. It's sometimes when you see the third party information is also important, right? Like testimony. That's why sometimes when you see that many companies or whoever service provider, they always encourage people to give their testimony. And in order for them to give a good testimony, the company must give the best to the customer. So similarly, he wanted Yudhishthira to listen to his grandfather. All right. So then the grandfather, when we first started this thing, we saw Yudhishthira came. He was asked by Krishna to come to the dying Bhishma in full royal opulent, wear the best dress, best what they call crown, be in a royal distinct, because that it will be please the grandfather, because the grandfather really wanted his grandson to become the king. All right. But of course, due to some manipulation through his brother, through this his nephew, what they call Dhritarashtra and his son. Sorry, Dhritarashtra, yes, Dhritarashtra. Yes, Dasarada. Okay, Dhritarashtra and his son Duryodhana, everything went haywire. And this is the, up to today, it is known the most, the war, the most people died in 18 days. All right, the great massacre. within 18 days, millions of people died. Okay. All right. So he came in such a great opulence, and he come in front of Bhishma, and Bhishma is very pleased, and Bhishma is giving instruction. He was saying, "Oh, my grandson, you look so good." All right. So in this 26, so now what is thing? Now Bhishma Dev, okay, Yudhishthira was inquiring. Okay. He was asking Bhishma Dev many questions. Okay. Many questions. And in this 26, Bhishma Dev is replying. Okay. What is the reply for this? At Maharaj Yudhishthira's inquiry. Okay. Bhishma Dev first what he did, he defined, initially first what he did, he defined all the classification of caste and order. Okay. He was defining the classification of caste and orders. Okay. What is the caste system? Of course, this caste system is Varna Shramam. All right. Let's see what is how proper this thing. Okay. Varnam. Okay. Yata according to Varnam classification of caste. Varnam. All right. That is how. But of course, the word caste is something that has been manipulated by the British. Okay. Anyway, so he defined the classification of caste and orders. All right. In the terms of individual. Okay. How? The classification in the term of individual qualification. Okay. In the terms of individual qualification. Okay. How we can understand this? Okay. I give you an example. All say 100 people are recruited into army. 100 people, 100 men, 100 young boys are recruited into army. And all these 100 people undergo a same kind of training, drill, same kind of drill. After they finish the drill, after they finish the basic training, all of them are divided according to their qualification and ability. Right or not? Right? One guy is very able, such a great warrior. So he'll be sent to the commando unit. Another guy was so weak, right? They are so weak and he cannot go into the jungle. You know, he'll be a burden to other soldiers. Send him to kitchen, become a cook, right? But the basic, so that is how. That means all the people are classified and what they call, classified in the terms of qualification. So what we understand from here in Bhagavatam, Prabhupada said many times, even Prabhupada was, even not only Prabhupada, his spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, was also severely criticized. Why are you giving a Brahminical initiation to a non-Brahmin by birth? All right. That's what in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says. What he says. All right. It doesn't matter what is your birth and caste, but what is your action determines your varnam. All right. So it all depends on our activity. He said a sober man, all right, a great devotee sees the dog eater, the dog, the elephant, the trees, and everything in equal vision. Okay. So that means all this while the caste system that we are following here, all right, is it true? Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this from South India, Tamil. Under the Tamil, there are varieties of caste. Okay, they were then color. They were color. Then after that, we have Chettiar, Manjaputur, Ayuravaisiyar, Nagaratar, 1 year. All right. Then we talk about Pillai, Saiva Pillai, Vallalar Pillai. All right. Then we talk about all the varieties of caste. Okay. Gounder, Ponga Gounder, 1 year. I mean, then another one is what? There's another counter, Ponga Gounder and 1 year Gounder. So like that, even when you take that in the Tamil people, under the Tamil people, there are many castes. In that caste, there's many subcastes. Gounder got 2 versions. All right. The Chettiar caste, right? The Chettiar caste got 108 versions. Can you imagine? 108 varieties. Then I was telling my grandfather, you all are really a confused soul. 108 varieties. Nagaratar, Ayuravaisiyar, 1 year. Then all depends on different type of business that you do. All right. Anyway. Okay. Then that is in Tamil. Now we further come out from it. We come out from Tamil Nadu. Then now there's another system. All right. You Madrasi, you Andhra, you Kerala, you Karnataka. There's another kind of variation. All right. Oh, you are Tamil. All right. Oh, I am Telugu. Oh, I am Malayalam. I am Karnatagam. I am Maharashtra. I am this. I am that. That's another division from there. All right. Then that's a depends on the language that you speak. Then now you come further. All right. We talk about state. All right. We talk about state. What is the state? Okay. Oh, I am from Gujarat. You are from Tamil Nadu. You are from Andhra. Oh, no, I am not Andhra. I am a Telangana. Andhra and Telangana got nothing to do. Right? Oh, I am from Karnataka. I am from Kerala. Kerala got two divisions, North Kerala and South Kerala. The North Kerala is all majority Muslims. The South Kerala majority Christians. All right. And in between here and there, there's some Hindus are stuck here and there. All right. So we talk about all the states. All right. And then after you talk about the state, then further, then we talk, okay, then there's another bigger division. No, the Northern Indian and the Southern Indian. The Southern Indians are called as Madrasi. All right. And that's the thing. They call Dravidia and Arya. All right. We are North Indians. We are fair, beautiful people. You South Indians, all dark and ugly people. This kind of nonsense is keep breaking up. And you go further. I'm Indian. Hey, no, I'm Chinese. Hey, I'm Malaysian. All right. I am this, I am that. All right. Oh, I am Indian, so I hate Chinese. All right. Oh, I am a Russian, so I hate the Americans. So that means the whole world is divided, whether we agree to this or not. That is the foolishness of these people in Kali Yuga. Because in Kali Yuga, this is what's supposed to happen. Right? So, because in Kali Yuga, people can trigger a small kind of issue. Right? So that's why Bhishma Dev started from this. The classification according to the qualification. A person can be born into a Brahmanical family, but his attitude is just worse than Shudra, is called as Sudra. Right? A person can be born into a low family, Sudra family, all right, but his qualification is beyond Brahmana. He also can be known as Vaishnava. All right, the transcendental form. That means the four castes, and beyond that four is a transcendental. Okay, so the Brahmanical qualities, Brahmanika. So all these are division. And what is that classification? By qualification, whether we are in the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, or mode of goodness, or mixed mode. So all according to this, a person's these things created. Okay. So it's such a long topic, and Prabhupada really wanted to create this Varna Ashram Dharma. Because Varna Ashram Dharma is not to create this kind of division of caste or saying that I am from a higher caste and you are. No, nobody wants to show a supremacy. Right? But when we can have a diversion, it's better that way. All right. Just like sometimes when you see in Malaysia or whichever country, you see the person from a Shudra mentality becomes the king or the prime minister. What happened? The Shudra, what he knows? He just know how to plunder. He know how to do, because no, he doesn't know. So that's why everything goes haywire. All right. So okay. Anyway, so is it counteraction by detachment and interaction, and that's when what they call Bhishma Dev start. And you see in this story, such a long story. All right. So today we're going to start with text 27. Okay. So before we start text 27, do you have any questions? All good? Give me a second. Eh? Okay, everyone? How many of you? Oh, 8 people are here. Great. All right. So, okay, now let's do text 27. And before that, I'm audible. Eh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Great. All right. Dana, Dharman, Raja, Dharman, Dana. Dana means what? Charity. In Malay also, in Tamil also we call, Danam. In Tamil we call Danam, right? In Malay we call Dana. Okay. Mana Dana. Where's the distinct? Okay. Dharman. Dharman means charity. Dharmam mandrathu. Dana Dharman. Raja Dharman. Okay, the king. Raja வந்து அரசன் Dharma. Moksha Dharman. How we can achieve moksha. Vibhagasha. Stri Dharman. Stri means I think it's lady. Women. Okay. Okay. Bhagavat Dharman. Stri Dharman. Bhagavat Dharman Samasa Vyasa Yogatah. Okay. Dana Dharman Raja Dharman Moksha Dharman Vibhagasha Stri Dharman Bhagavat Dharman Samasa Vyasa Yogatah. Dana Dharman Raja Dharman Moksha Dharman Vibhagasha Stri Dharman Bhagavat Dharman Samasa Vyasa Yogatah. Dana Dharman Raja Dharman Moksha Dharman Vibhagasha Stri Dharman Bhagavat Dharman Samasa Vyasa Yogatah. Okay, who like to sing? Who like to recite?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Dana Dharman, Raja Dharman, Moksha Dharman, Vibhagashaha, Stri Dharman, Bhagavat Dharman, Samasa Vyasa Yogataha.
Nice. Next.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Dana Dharman, Raja Dharman, Moksha Dharman, Vibhaga Shaha, Stri Dharman, Bhagavat Dharman, Samasa Vyasa Yogataha.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Anyone else?
Hey Prabhu,
Prabhu.
Dharman, Raja Dharman, Moksha Dharman, Vibhagasha, Sri Dharman, Bhagavat Dharman, Tamasa Vyasa Yogatah.
Very nice. This is very, very important verse. What Bhishma Dev is instructing, what can a Bhishma instruct a king? All right. When Bhishma instruct a devotee, he speak about devotional service, correct? When a Bhishma speaks to a Vaishya, a businessman, he speaks on the business. But we must understand here, Bhishma Dev is instructing his grandson who is a king. All right. And this instruction, this is the thing that you feel of the thing is the importance of sociology. How a social situation should be. All right. Anybody else want to try? Or is that all? All right. Dana Dharman, Raja Dharman, Moksha Dharman, Vibhagashaha, Stri Dharman, Bhagavat Dharman, Samasa Vyasa Yogataha. Okay. Now, Dana Dharman, the acts of charity. Dana means charity, Dharman means activity, the acts of charity. Raja Dharman, Raja Dharmam, pragmatic activities of the kings. Moksha Dharman, okay, Moksha Dharmam, the acts of salvation. Vibhagashaha, by divisions. Stri Dharman, duties of women, yeah. In Tamil, what they call Stri தான சொல்லுவாங்க. In Tamil, there's a word, Sitiriya, what? Stri. Anybody can help me on this? அன்னைக்கு யாரோ சொல்லி ஸ்திரீ
Sridham Prabhu.
ஸ்திரீ தான். Okay. Sitriya, Stri. All right. Sri Dharman, duties of a woman. Bhagavat Dharman, the acts of a devotee. Bhagavat means devotee. All right. Samasa, generally. Vyasa, explicitly. All right. Yogata, by means of. Okay. So now what we're going to study here? First, we're going to study about first Dana Dharman, number 1. Number 2 is Raja Dharman, the king. Number 3 is Moksha Dharman, number 3. Then after that, Stri Dharman, the duty of a woman. Then Bhagavat Dharman, the duty of a devotee. And this is the 5 things that is going to study. It's going to be a very long purport. I think we're just going to complete this one purport for the day. All right. Okay, let's look at the translation. He then explained. Who is he? Bhishma Dev. Who's telling the story? Anyone? Can anyone tell me? If there's a thing says he, means someone is telling the story, correct or not? Hello.
Yes, Prabhu.
So who is the he now?
Bhishma Dev, no.
Huh?
Bhishma Dev.
Yeah, no, you see, the word he, that means Bhishma Dev is telling, correct?
Mm.
So Bhishma Dev is telling. But who is the person telling the word he? Let me say, if I'm telling you the story, all right, see, I'm telling you, okay, like for instance, okay, like we got Siva Prabhu. You know, Siva Prabhu was doing this. After that, he did this. Correct? So I'm referring to Siva Prabhu. Yes or not? But the thing is, who is that person who are telling me? See, now I'm telling. But here,
Krishna. Krishna.
no.
Sudha Goswami,
Yes, who's that? Fantastic.
both of us.
Nanda Mataji, is it? Mano Mataji, who said that?
Mano here, Prabhu.
Oh, great. Fantastic. I'm very excited. Oh, very good. So Sutta Goswami is the one telling the story to the sages in Naimi Saranya forest. Right? Yes or not? All right. So he said, he then explained by division, acts of charity, the pragmatic activities of the king, and activities of salvation. He then described the duties of women and devotees, both briefly and extensively. All right. So this is going to be very interesting. Let's see. All right. So now, okay, let me highlight. Okay. Now let's look at this. To give charity, okay, is one of the householder's main function. If you are a householder, that means householder means what? You are married with children, you have a family. That's why they call householder. And the main function is to give charity. All right. At the same time, he should also prepared. He should be prepared. All right. Prepared to give in charity. All right. At least 50% of his hard-earned money. Alama. How now? How many of you are willing to sacrifice 50% of your salary or income or profit? Can anybody raise your hand?
Yeah, Prabhu, don't Prabhu. Type Prabhu.
I'm just joking anyway. So what I'm saying is, to give charity, householder's main function, and you should be prepared. He should be always ready to give charity at least 50% of his hard-earned money. All right, 50% of his hard-earned money. You know why? Okay, it's okay now. Okay, I'll just go to this first. Now let's look at this brahmachari or students. The brahmacharis should perform sacrifice. His job is to perform sacrifice. All right. He do all kind of yagya, prayer, and all this. And householder should give charity. All right. And the person in the retired, and what happened? Okay, the person in retired life, that means vanaprastha, retired life, or the renounced order. Okay, what he need to do? He should practice penance and austerities. Okay, so now let's look at this. Number one, we look at householder. The householder is the only person in that division can earn money, because he have to work and earn money to maintain his family. All right. So sometimes when he start to, okay. So in other words, when a householder work in those days, the householder, how he should think, I am not only working for my family, but I'm also working for the society. All right. I'm also working for the society. That should be the understanding of householder. Not, oh, I'm working hard so that my wife and my children are going to have a good life. That's not. That is more into selfishness. So in the what Bhishma is telling, Prabhupada is describing here. So to give charity, okay, at least 50%. That means when he earn, what happened when 50% of his salary goes to charity? That means for this kind of work, that means you can see there'll be a more effective propagation of this movement. There's more. The brahmacharis and the Vaishnava, the vanaprasthas and sannyasis who can go further. They can do a lot of projects, because giving charity is the one that is going to benefit the humanity. We may say, yeah, why this temple floors asking money? Have you all experienced that? Right? When any festival comes, I'm finished. Okay, they're going to come with charity. Okay, soon there's a what program going to start? Chaitanya, what they call? Appearance here, what they call that?
Gaur Purnima.
Gaurav Purnima. Gaurav Purnima is coming. Now you can see all the things flying message. we need money for this, we need money for that, and everything. But you must understand, whatever money that we ask, we are not using it for our own benefit. Like last time in Taipusam, like in Radha Yatra. Okay, after we did Radha Yatra, 2 weeks later, Taipusam, through 2 or 3 weeks later. All right. Then I was telling, are you still going to go and ask money from people? People run away from you. What is this? This is the Hare Krishna, always money. So we said no. Then we did what? We said we want that, what they call the groceries. All right. So you're using that grocery, you know what happened? We target to cook for 1,500. Usually we do 1,000 to 1,500 distribution of prasadam. But this year is so amazing. The more we dig, the food is keep coming. All right. So we thought, okay, we buy 1,500 plates. Anyway, we buy another 1,500 in case they want to tap out. Put the thing and they want to put another plate on it. We buy another 1,500. That was the idea. But suddenly we were giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. And thank God, beside us, there's another person is putting this all this prasadam stall. All right, the devotee was putting up stall. We also take plates from her. We distributed more than 3,000 plates of prasadam and takes fantastic. And we were knocked out for the next few days. For 3-4 days, we all got knocked out. We cannot even raise our head. We can't even come up from the bed. Right? Okay. So anyway, so whatever charity a grahastha do or the householder, it is not to be enjoyed by the temple or the temple authority, but is to be used for humanity. Okay, we will explain. We discuss it as we go on. Okay, now let's look at this. So the brahmachari or students should perform sacrifice. So that means when a brahmachari or students, they have all the time, they do not need to think about go out and earn money because they know they have already they are financed by the grahasthas. So his job of performing sacrifice will go on very smoothly. Why? When we study in Bhagavad Gita, right? A sacrifice must be performed. If they perform a sacrifice, that's when the rain, in the due course of time, the rain and all the things will happen. All right, because the sacrifice means it's like thanking all that energy, the devatas, for all their benefit. Anyway. Okay, the householder should give in a person of retired and renounced life. Retired means the person who are around 60. They said 55 to 60 above. A man should consider his retirement. All right, not only in job, but even in our family life. Because you see, naturally, I'm not saying anything to say anything, but this is the norm of the world, right? You see a man, after they are old, they are not respected by anyone, even by the children. Yes or not? But a woman, until the final breath, she is worshipped. So, who would like to comment on it? Is there any comment on this? Siva Prabhu, what do you think?
No, Prabhu, Grihastha is the one who allowed to earn money, Prabhu. So that means it's our responsibility. Brahmacharya, they don't earn.
Yeah.
Vanaprasad, they already
Cannot
retired
earn.
and full. And then sannyasi renounce everything at least. So the commitment is on the Grihastha. I feel that way. So we are the
what I'm asking. What
Yeah.
I'm asking is, as a man get older, the man is not loved enough in the family. What do you think?
Yes, Prabhu. After that, everybody, we know. There's a good proverb in Tamil, Prabhu. Until ஆவி போனாலும் சாவி கொடுப்பேன் அப்படின்னுவாங்க. ஸோ அந்த டைம் வந்து எல்லாத்தையும் கொடுத்துட்டு நம்ம ஒதுங்கிட்டு ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா இந்த மாதிரி நாமத்தை சொல்லிக்கிட்டு பூஜை பண்ணிக்கிட்டு சாமி
You know why I'm saying this? Last time I used to go and help this old folks home. Right? I love to go to the old folks home and listen to their stories. Right? The man is always very logical. Right? He during his young, he lived in a life like, okay, I'm a man and this. As we get older, usually the man is not well respected. The man will become a burden in the family, right? And if the man has sons, it's even worse. But if the daughters will look after the father very nicely. But if the man who simply stay there, he becomes a burden. Okay. In Tamil,
Yes.
that's I remember my mother used to tell that. 40 நாய் குணம் 60 பேய் குணம். Have you heard that?
Yes, Prabhu.
40 you see the men become this thing. 60 the men become even thorough. But
Oh.
even a woman can be a lunatic. Even the woman can be like bedridden. But the sons, the children will look after her, because that's what his motherly is all about. The mother is taken care until the final, but the men are not taken care, because naturally the man has to retire even from their married life. Married life, retirement from married life means you have to retire from his commitment with his family and children, all the children grown up. So what you do, you take the retired life, or they call as vanaprastha.
Yeah,
After he completed vanaprastha, that means after all the things, okay, that means he have to do his final commitment to his wife, take his wife to visit all the holy places and all holy tirthas. All right. After that, when the man turns around 70, he become totally invalid. He won't be, you know, he cannot go around and making money and all this. He's already very old. So after 70 is the time for him to renounce. So he'll take the renounce order or become sannyasi. So the people in retired life and renounced life, they usually practice penance or austerity. All right. They practice austerity, because that's the age for them. Naturally, they can do that. When a young boy becomes sannyasi, sometimes very dangerous. When you see a girl or whoever, a beautiful person, wow, the eyes may run. But after when a man becomes old, it's easy for them to practice penance and austerities. Those who are in general function of the all ashram, okay, these are the what they call the general functions. Generally, suppose you understood that way, and orders of life on the path of self-realization. All these things for what? So that if we are going on a path of self-realization. Okay, path of self-realization. So in the brahmachari life, the training is sufficient. Okay, that's why every boy must be trained as a brahmachari. Life is training is sufficiently imparted so that one may understand. He may understand in the world as property belongs to the Supreme Lord. Ishavasya idam sarvam. Everything belongs to the Lord. The personality of God. No one, therefore, can claim to be the proprietor of anything in the world. All right. That is how the British was. I mean, that's how the Indians was before. All right. The Indians, especially when you look at the Bharat, okay, formally, even during that, you know that the Brahmins will be given charity. We all read that in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. Sometimes we say, sorry, in Bhagavatam you read that. They will be given a amount of gold as a charity. Even to carry 1 kilo gold is very heavy. How come suddenly they give you one big chest of gold to the Brahmana? Please take it. What will happen? Oh, the Brahmana are going to carry the gold and go. They are all in a renown. They are always in the great ecstasy of Lord. But when they are given by the king, later we'll read that. Okay, Raja Dharman. So when they give, they have to accept it. And after they accept it, you know what they will do? They will simply drop somewhere and just walk off. They won't take all the gold and put on the head and go. They just simply drop in somewhere they go. So whenever there is someone needs that gold in the future for some kind of this thing, they simply go and take the gold, which is they wanted. All right. Just by practicing this dharma, the India was the richest country in the whole world before the British came, before the Islam invaders came. This is the biggest, and they lived a very peaceful life. Because they know no one therefore can claim to be the proprietor of anything in this world. The Kulashekara Alvar, the King Kulashekara, who was ruling that part of Kerala and South Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, such a powerful king. All right. Suddenly, when it's the day that he saw Krishna Tribandha means the Krishna will be standing in a tree, holding flute like this, ipdi or cornel, idupla or cornel, kalla or cornel, three banga. They say three bending. When he started to saw that, he became so mesmerized. He couldn't control himself. He wanted to run to him. He wanted to run to that. I think Guru Ayur, he wanted to run to the Lord. And all the Brahmanas, everybody said, oh my God, if the king ran away, finish. The country has to be ruled. So there is also a custom when a person goes out, suddenly when a Vurundali comes, or whenever there's a guest come to the house, we have to stop all our activity and have to look after the guest. Because sometimes we believe that guest is Vishnu coming to the house. So Whenever you feel like going, suddenly a group of guests will come to the house. Hey, you cannot go, you have to, oh yes, வாங்க இருங்க சாப்பிடுங்க உட்காருங்க நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா நல்லது கெட்டதெல்லாம் கேட்டு and the guests will come, they will stay there for 1-2 months because they come travel from very far. Like now from Ipoh, I can go to JB, spend time, just go there, just talk to them, hey, how are you and everything. Next day morning, I can come back. But those days, they can't do that. From one place to another place, they once they go, they live, they stay at least 1 month or 1 month minimum, right? Like that, they try to pull him until one day he realized the plot. Okay, at night before saying anything, he ran away. How can a king give up such a big kingdom? Have we heard anywhere in the history of the world a king gave up his kingdom because he achieved the love of God? Have we heard that? It only happened in India. Happened in Sanatan Dharma. Like Buddha, like Lord Buddha. He had such a big, vast kingdom. He refused to take the kingdom from the Father because he started to have ecstatic love towards the God, towards the Lord. So like that, Kuleshekara, and he's the great person. I mean, Kuleshekara, there's a Kuleshekara, what Mukunda Mala Stotra, right? He made a stotra. He made all this like Mukunda Mala. He just put on he just visualized, put on it. Okay, Mukunda Mala Stotra. So Kuleshekara Alva, beautiful song. Okay, if you have a chance, you go and start to read about the King Kuleshekara. King Kuleshekara, the great devotee of Krishna. So that's the thing. So because they know that culture. So what happened if we know all this? Will we have trouble? Will we work so hard that we want to retain all our properties for our family and generation after generation? Right? Like my uncle in Madurai, extremely rich. He have given up, you have already, I said, no, it's first you worked, okay. What are you working for? I said, working for my children. I said, now you're already 70 years old. What are you working for now? I'm working for my grandchildren. I said, crazy like you, mama. And now he's telling he's working so hard for his great grandchildren. For parambara. That's the thing. And it creates so much anxiety. Okay. So what happens if we can come to the thing? No one can claim the property anything in the world. Yes, we're going to have peace of mind. Therefore, in the life of a householder, only the life of the householder, all right? He is the one who is given for sense gratification, income, earning, and also he becomes Purusha, enjoyer. Okay? That means, in other words, only the householder, which is sort of, they given a thing called license for sex enjoyment. Other than this grahasta or the householder, no other people, brahmachari, vanaprastha, and sannyasi, they are forbidden. They can't even think about it. What about act on it? So that means they are given. So that means it's the life of a householder also given the license. Okay, the license of sex enjoyment. And why Prabhupada use the word license? What do you mean we need to have license? That means it's marriage. Even this kind of relationship has to be done by the blessings of the elders and also by the blessings of the Lord and also by the blessings of the fire sacrifice. It's not suddenly you see one girl, suddenly fall in love, that's it. And produce children. And these kind of children, they are producing all Shudras, all kind of Asuras. All kind of troubles are being created. Right? That means they call it, these kind of troubles are being born. So it's a sex license, that means marriage, according to the Vedic Dharma. All right? So that means, so it's we sort of like, okay, one must give in charity to the service of the Lord. So what are the charity you can give in the form of sex enjoyment? That means you produce children. And that children also you're going to give to charity to that to the movement, to the organization, to this thing. To bring him up as a great devotee is so big dharma. All right. Okay. So everyone's energy is generated. Now let's look at it. Everyone's energy is generated. So that means energy is either generated or borrowed. Okay. From the reservoir of the energy of the Lord. So the energy of the Lord is like a huge solar panel. All right. So there's a reservoir of energy is kept there. It's like a big generator is kept there. Inside is like a huge battery. Right. So that means we are borrowing the energy from there. We are borrowing the energy from there. Or generated. What do you mean generated? So sometimes you can put your own what they call own dynamo and create your own generator. So and to create that, of course, you need energy. You need to have health. You need to have this thing, all the movement, everything. All that, whatever things that you're going to use to create dynamo, to create light, also from energy of the Lord. So either you generate or borrowed. From where? From the reservoir. That means there's a huge energy of the Lord has been kept there, reservoir of the energy of the Lord. All right. Therefore, the resultant action. Oh, sorry, my hand is up. Okay, anyway. Therefore, the resultant action, the result of such action, okay, of such energy must be given to the Lord. So the result also must be given to the Lord. Okay, we cannot say that everything happened because of me or everything this thing, and I am the one that have created such opportunity. Okay, so that means we know that such energy, okay, to be given must be given to the Lord in the shape of what? Of the transcendental loving service to Him. That's all. Krishna gives you so much of energy. Krishna gives you 24 hours. Krishna gives you enough food supply. And in that enough food supply that you eat, it get digested. That is the most important thing. How many people are suffering from indigestion? What happens if the food don't get digested? There's a few kinds of fire. There's many kinds of fire. All right. There's a definition of fire. I've forgotten. Vrika, something like that. The fire of funeral fire, the fire of cooking, the fire of putting a diya, for offering lamb, all different types of fire. And one of the fire is the fire in your stomach that burns the food and turns it into energy. All right. And this is also happened from you. So that means you have eaten, you got energy, you have manipulated the energy from Krishna, you got some money, all these things. So what we need to do, what Krishna is asking from you, all that energy that you have, just use love, 1% or 2% in my service. He's not asking you everything. He have given you 2 hours, 24 hours. But what we say, just use around 5% only. That is 1.5 hours. That 1.5 hours in 24 hours given to you, in that 1.5 hour, just simply chant Hare Krishna, 16 rounds. That's all Krishna is saying. And that 16 rounds of japa can solve a lot of problems. That can remove and destroy all the karmas that we have been accumulated for millions and trillions of births. Right? Then after that, after you remove and burn all the karma, until the thing can purify your mind and intelligence very nicely. With this purification of mind and intelligence, at the final moment when we're going to die, we can remember Krishna very clearly and we go back home, back to Godhead. It's just like insurance policy. All right. You buy a $1 million insurance plan, but you're only paying 500 ringgit a month or 6,000 a year. Don't you think that's the craziest idea a man can create it? All right. That means I buy insurance for 500 a month. Maybe I pay only for 3 months, I die. My family is guaranteed 1 million ringgit. Where got such thing? How does it make sense? Of course, they say not everybody who buy insurance will go to that. So they still make profit. So that means, in other words, when we are talking about spiritual insurance, and that spiritual insurance, we are just paying 1.5 hour of our lifetime in pure japa. So in that 1.5 hour, throw your phone away, put your phone away, off your phone, be disconnected from everybody. At least you have your own pace. With the introduction of this social media and all this WhatsApp message and all these things, people are going crazy. Like the day I saw one person, where's my phone? My phone on the helmet, and the phone was stuck inside. The phone. Oh, she was like, oh, like. Then I just stopped at the traffic. I looked at her. She looked at me. I said, are you a doctor? Huh? He said, no. Then I said, are you a paramedic? இல்லைங்க அப்படி என்ன இல்லைங்க யாரும் உயிரை காப்பாத்துற வேலையா இல்ல நீங்க என்ன செய்றீங்க பூ பிசினஸ் செய்யறேன் ஓ அப்படியா ஏன் கேட்டீங்கன்னாங்க இல்ல நீங்க காதுல மாட்டிக்கிட்டு போறது இன்னமும் நீங்க உயிரை காப்பாத்துற மாதிரி இருக்கீங்க even doctors கூட காதுல மாட்டிக்க மாட்டாங்க you know this thing what are you doing put your phone down and just be careful on the road ஆமாண்ணே you know driving when you need to see the thing what emergency nothing so anyway so that means we are engaging also. So that means we have just 1.5 hour of time. We're just going to engage in the service of Krishna, concentrate in him, and we can get release from all kind of things. Just 1.5 hour, it's your own pace, it's your own life, it's your own private time. You do not need to exchange it with anyone for anyone. It's your time, right? But the thing is, sometimes when you want to allocate this time in the during the day, afternoon, of course, tough lah. So if you're going to wake up at, say you are the person who wake up at 6 o'clock, why not wake up just 1.5 hours earlier? It's not going to make big difference in your life. Right? If you are the person who goes to bed at 10 o'clock, but by the time you see all your WhatsApp message and this thing, you go to bed by the time you close your eyes and sleep, maybe it takes you around 11:30. Why not you stop doing that? So that you can sleep 1.5 hours early, you can wake up 1.5 hours early in the morning and just have your time. All right. So chant 16 is very important. So that's why he says we are going to shape in the love time. Okay. As the river draws water from the sea. Okay, now let's look. As the river draw the water from the sea. Okay. We all know that river goes to the sea, but here we are talking about the river drawing water, taking water from the sea. Okay, please pay attention to this. Very interesting. How? Through the clouds. Through the clouds. Right? How the thing happened? What do you mean through the cloud? So the sun evaporates the water. The evaporation forms a cloud, and the wind blows the cloud, and the wind blows the cloud. The cloud gets stuck on the mountain top. They cannot pass the mountain, and after it releases the water, and that water will come into all the kind of streams, and after all many millions of streams combined together, it creates a what they call a droplets. Millions of droplets will create a stream, and millions of stream will create a river, and thousands of river, many rivers joined together will become a mighty river, and that mighty river end of the day go down to the sea, and in between human being, animal, and all, and even plantation, everything enjoys the water. And after they go there, it again evaporates, the thing blow there, water. It's going around cycle. Isn't that fantastic? So similarly, our energy is borrowed from the supreme source. All right. And the Lord's energy, and it must return to the Lord. It has to be returned to the Lord. Just like how the river, after water sucked from the sea, after all the thing enjoys, still back to the sea. Right? Is this interesting? Any question so far?
No, Prabhu.
No question. All right. Why my hands up? Huh? How to bring down my hand? Oh, suddenly my hands up. Okay, anyway. All right. So let's go to the next paragraph. Okay. No, we're still in the first paragraph. Oh my God. It's going to be a very long. Okay. All right. That is the perfection of our energy. And this is what they call as a perfection. Okay. The Lord, therefore, in Bhagavad Gita 9:27 says that whatever we do, where it says in 9:27, very important. 9:20 says, whatever we do, what. Okay. So what he says? He says, whatever we do, whatever we undergo as penance, or whatever we sacrifice, or whatever we eat, or whatever we give in charity, must be offered to the Lord. Isn't that easy? Okay. Whatever we do. We wake up early in the morning, we offer, oh dear Lord, today is the day, Saturday, early in the morning, I'm getting up. Okay, like example, like tomorrow, Sunday, you wake up early in the morning. My dear Lord, please accept this day as my offering to you. Whatever things that I do, I hope it turns into bhakti, and I hope you bless me on this day. Offer your day. All right. Then after you're going to take water to drink, you just say, Om Sri Vishnu, Om Sri Vishnu, Om Sri Vishnu 3 times, and just meditate, dear Lord, you are the taste of water, and I'm offering this water to your lotus feet. So I'm going to enjoy prasadam, the water prasadam, and drink. That's it, in your mind only. Right? After that, you're going to take your bath. After you're going to brush your teeth and everything, then when you take your bath, how you should meditate. Dear Lord, I'm here to go and take my bath, and I'm just I'm bathing in your remembrance. Okay, with your so I remembrance, and as how Lord Trivikram goes up and put the lake on, it's like Ganga. So I'm just imagining, right? This water is okay. I offer this water to you, So this water will become Ganga. So just look at the water and say Ganga, Ganga, Ganga 3 times. That's it. The water turns into Ganga, and take the water and just take a bath. Oh, snana. You're not bathing. You are taking a holy bath, holy dip, snana. Just take a bath. It's that simple, right? So when you go out, right, when you're going to eat something, when you just offer everything, but except don't offer meat lah. Say, hey, can I offer hot dog or not? Don't, right? Do something that Krishna likes, right? When you travel on the road, when you see all the people are running around, you say, oh my God, what is this guy all up to? All these people are happening because there's a soul. Remember that last Bhagavad Gita, we discussed about Krishna Dakshaya Vishnu. Because of Krishna Dakshaya Vishnu, all these people are alive. The car is all moving because that Lord Vishnu and there's a form of Krishna Dakshaya enters into every atom. That's all, right? So that means, okay, now I'm going to do something. So whatever we eat, whatever we give in charity, okay, now I want to give some charity. Give. All right, don't give money to people anymore. Give Bhagavad Gita. When you go for any birthday function or wedding function, give Bhagavad Gita as a gift. They will remember you for life. Like the day when Prabhu was telling, you know, I got married around 35 years ago, 35 years ago. All right? I think it's a PV Subra Prabhu. I think it's not here. So 35 years ago, I got married. I got so many gifts. People give gold, people give money. I can't remember any of these, but I remember the person who gave me Bhagavad Gita. I still remember him. That's the thing, right? Okay. And so by doing this way, you are utilizing our borrowed energy. When our energy is utilized in that way, our energy becomes what? Purified from contamination of material inabilities. And thus we become fit for our original natural service to the Lord. Why? Because we are talking about contamination, natural ability. That means, in other words, it is a contamination. Okay? It's a contamination of what? Material inabilities. So what we understood last week, we studied internal potency and external potency, right? The external potency is the opposite of internal potency. The internal potency is the original, the external potency is a shadow. So we are talking about shadow. So we are living in shadow, that means it's full of contamination. So by doing this, what we are doing is we are purifying our contamination. All right? Okay. Now, so now let's look at this. Okay, any questions so far? We are going to the next paragraph. Oh, this is such a long paragraph. Do we have time or not? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. Okay, we do as much as we can because I don't want to rush here because it's very important topic. So in one sitting, we understand. So later you can still refer. Okay, let's look at Raja Dharman. Okay, now what is Raja Dharman? All right. Okay. Okay. So Raja Dharman is a great science. Unlike modern diplomacy for political supremacy. So that means the modern diplomacy is for political supremacy because we want to become some kind of supremacy in politics. The kings were trained systematically to become munificent and not merely a tax collector. All right. So the kings are trained in the system of munification. That means to be very efficient in maintenance rather than be a mere tax collector. Enjoy the money in the tax. Right. So they were trained to perform different sacrifice only for the prosperity of the subject. We must understand this, only for the prosperity of the subjects. Nowadays, the kings are not bothered. They are working so hard for the prosperity of their pocket. So they can have a lavish wedding. They can drive a fantastic latest car. Now you see all the kings of sultans all having collection of cars. Collection of cars. Right? All the tax money they enjoy. All right? To lead the prajas. Praja, what is prajas? Can anyone tell me what is praja?
The citizen.
Citizen, prajai, right? Yeah. So the citizen in Tamil we call prajai, right? Prajai, not prajai, prajai, all right? Prajai. So the citizen, the to lead the citizen, all right? His job is very easy. Okay, where am I? All right. So that means the job of the thing is to lead the citizen of prajas to the attainment of salvation. He have to ensure that all the people will attain salvation, because that's what he was entrusted. All right, was a great duty of the king. It's a great duty of the king, just like the father, the spiritual master, the king. Right? That means, in other words, the father, spiritual master, and the king, all right, are not to become responsible, or not to become irresponsible. They cannot be irresponsible. Do you all understand? What happened if the father become irresponsible? Finish, the whole family gone. What happened if the spiritual master become irresponsible? The whole parampara gone. But what happened if the king become irresponsible? The whole nation is gone. All right. In the matter of leading their subject to the path of the ultimate liberation from birth, death, old age, and disease. Right? That is the job. I think I remember reading in Bhagavad Gita what he says. If you cannot liberate your subordinate from these repeated birth, death, old age, and disease, you should not become a father. You should not become a spiritual master. You should not even become a king. It says in Bhagavad Gita. Dr. Dinesh, you are there, right? Which verse is that? Are you there, Dinesh?
Yes.
Which verse is that? Can you recall the verse?
No, I don't remember.
I don't know whether it's in the verse or in Prabhupada's purport.
Maybe it's in the purport. I don't remember such verse.
Okay. I think it's in the purport. I think it's under the Sanatana, I mean, this thing. Okay, it's around chapter 9, I think. Anyway, I will refer and I get back to you. It says, you should not even become a father. What they call, you should not become a father, then spiritual master or the king. All right, it's very dangerous if you are not qualified to liberate them. Okay. Now, when these primary duties, are properly discharged, there is no need government of the people and by the people. We do not need to have that kind of government. When all this property, that means what do you mean government of the people by the people means the democratic government. You vote for which people you want to rule. We do not need to have that if all the kings can practice this. In modern days, the people are people in general occupy the administration by the strength of manipulated words. Tell me where in this world the voting is not manipulated. Is there any country you can, even only in Tamil movie only can happen. You tell the truth and you win the vote. Right? You just simply go and tell the truth. I will this. No, people are suffering, people are this, people are that. And you win the vote by telling the truth. It only happen in Hindi movies or Tamil movies. All right? But in real life, it doesn't happen that way. You all agree? All right. Now, so that means administration by strength of manipulated votes. All right. Like in America, you have your own TV station. You take the TV station and tell them, well, we need to save you American. You American come first. You this, you that. But after they finish, after everything done, they just not bothered. It happened. But they are never trained. I think I remember I watched one. We watched one TikTok. There's a American congressman will ask, how many NFL, NBA, National Football League, and National Basketball Association, NBA, America is such a huge organization. He asked. All right. He says, NBA and NFL, 333 people, the 33% of the people are manipulators and caught for cheating. And after this, another 33% are bankrupts. Other 3 people have cheated. Every 3 people have been believe in hitting people and everything. So he was telling all the terrible things, and all the congressmen wondering, really? Really? Now I'm asking. Then he asked, do you know why it happened? NFL or NBA? NFL, how many people say? People read. NBA, how many people say wrong? These are the congressmen of America. They are that rotten. All right. So it's like that. So everywhere is like that. So, but they are never trained. That means when you look at this administration by strength by manipulated votes, and they are never trained in the primary duties. Okay, they are never trained the primary duties of the kings. Nowadays, you see that. Okay, you see that. Why did that the monarch system fell down? Because people start to hate the king, right? The king was so into enjoying with his mistress, taking all the wealth and enjoying a good lavish lifestyle, and they don't care about people. So people start revolt, like the French government, right? What they call the French Revolution. Okay, why? Why the king was overthrown and he all was guillotine? They cut his head off. Why? Such a crazy guy. You know, if you study history, you know that all these things are because of the selfishness of the king, right? And the queen was such a terrible person. All right, there's a road, the royal road. Okay, have you all heard about that? The royal road. In that road, only the king can go in, other people cannot go in. So people are so hungry. One day they cannot tahan. They went against the thing. They create the what they call the French Revolution. Overthrow the king, we select the government. That's when the democratic and election system came. All right. Then we talk about the last Russian Tsar. Why he was overthrown? The same story. He had many children, many daughters, all were having good life. And people are all in massive. The reason for uprising of communism because of this. All right, because of this disabled king. But the problem is all this ism, communism, and all these things came for their own benefit also. After they became dictator and everything, because that's why the problem with the human way of administration is always failed. All right. Under the circumstances, the untrained administrator, okay, play havoc to make subjects happy in all respect. So for them, they will play havoc to make all things, right? And in these other words, the untrained administrator gradually become rogues and thieves and increase the taxation to finance top up heavy administration. Now you see that taxation is going up, right? All the thing going because of this kind of thieves, rogues, right? They increase the taxation to finance the top heavy administration. Okay, that is useless of all purpose. Okay, we also have seen that in our previous government, and also who knows in our current government, who knows? We don't know. So all these things, that means what they say, every Malaysians are they have to be, you are in debt for 9 million ringgit because of that all the one MDB, whatever things, right? Okay. So these are the things. Amazing, eh? All these written so many years ago, and Prabhupada is commenting. Yeah, how nice. Actually, the qualified Brahmanas are meant to give direction. So the qualified Brahmana is meant to give direction to the kings of proper administration in the terms of scripture like Manu Samhita and Dharma Shastra by Parashara. Okay, so the kings have to give a proper administration. They have to give a proper training and advice by the Brahmanas. And why the Brahmanas can give you advice? Because the Brahmanas are not interested in all your money. They are always renounced. They are living in charity. Okay, they do not need even to think about saving money for their future children. They are not, because they are always taken care very nicely according to the Vedic culture. So when they don't have disease, so they are not bothered. And their job is to be very firm in their instruction, even to the king. The king worships the Brahmana, right? So that means the king of the proper administration, a subject like Manu Samhita. Manu Samhita means the guidelines for Manu. Manu, that's why we are all descendant of Manu. That's why we are called as Manushya. Right? And Dharma Shastra. What is the Dharma of a king or this thing by Parashara? A typical king is the ideal of the citizen in general. All right. And if the king is pious, religious, chivalrous, and munificent, the citizen generally follow him. The citizen love him and follow him. When Ram went into exile, not only the palace, but everyone was mourning, MOURNING, all in a great mourn. They don't even light up. All right. They don't even celebrate any festival. They don't even eat lavish food. They all eat the food that what Lord Ram was eating in the jungle, roots and leaves. They don't even want to maintain themselves. That is how a pious king is all about. When he wanted to come back, everybody is in great jubilant. Everybody wash the house, right? Put on the new lights and new lamps and decorate the house with all the banana leaf and what they call mango leaves, right? They put column in front, they put diya, they put all the lamp, everything to welcome the Lord, welcome the King, their beloved King. All of them went and took their bath. They put oil bath, so to remove all the inauspiciousness. They remove all the oil bath, they bathe with oil, they put on all the new, brand new clothes, all waiting to receive the King. And that is what we celebrate as Deepavali, right? Why we are buying new clothes? Why are you doing all these celebrations? To receive the King. The King, Lord Ram, is coming back, right? Okay, so he said, so such a king is not lazy, sensuous person. They are not lazy and sensuous and living at the cost of the subject. Just like when you look at these all these Muslim kings in India, right? Like Shah Jahan, all right? He built such a big monument above, they say it's above the temple, but whatever, he built the temple for the wife of his brother. He killed the brother to enjoy the woman, right? And he's I think, 14th or 15th wife. Such a sensuous person, all right? So that means he's lazy. He's always thinking about take all the things so he can enjoy himself. That's why the son itself throw him inside the prison. Anyway, so living at the cost of that, but alert always to kill the thieves and dacoits. His job is, of course, to keep away the thieves and dacoits. Okay. At the same time, he also goes into the jungle and do hunting. For what? To reduce the what they call to keep that the predator animal at a bay. All right. So that, okay. The pious king were not merciful to dacoits. The pious kings are not merciful to dacoit and thieves in the name of nonsensical ahimsa violence. All right. The pious king are not merciful. They are not merciful. If they catch a dacoits and thieves in the name, okay, they will, that's it, they will kill them. All right. So ahimsa by Gandhi is a total nonsense. All right. It's a total nonsense. Okay. So ahimsa and all these things is also another propaganda. All right. And because of this ahimsa nonsense, the India was divided into three: East Pakistan, West Pakistan, and this India. Right. That's it. It's always better, all right, a country to be in one piece and fight internally is easy to manage compared to break the country and it's called war. Okay, it's like never ending. Okay, all because of this nonsense ahimsa movement. The thieves and dacoits were punished in that exemplary way so that in the future, no one would dare to commit nuisance in an organized form. Okay, all that, okay, the thieves and dacoits are punished in an exemplary way. All right, there's a lot of ways to punish them, right? Cut off the fingers, cut off the hand, all right, tie them and burn them alive and all these kind of. So they have to put the thing so severely, so no one would dare to commit such nuisance in organized form. All right, they won't create gangsters. Gangsterism all will never appear. Right now, they are thinking about abolishing the what they call death sentence. All right, there's a so-called human rights are fighting. You have no right to kill anyone. But we must understand this kind of wild people has to put to sleep. All right, for the safety of everyone. When one person was sentenced to death, why people are so scared to bring drugs into Singapore? They said even you have 0.5 mg. What is 5 mg? Only this much. Just above 5 mg, you are dead. And who dare to bring drugs? Right? They say that if you kill someone, you have to be sentenced to death. If they catch you with a live bullet, you'll be sentenced to death. You carry the gun, you are sentenced to death without license. No this thing. So when they're going to have this kind of stern rule, we see people don't dare to carry gun around. So people can be peaceful. Why they need to put this thing? Because they was exempt. So in the future, no one dares to do it. But of course, in nowadays, people are so crazy. They are fighting against death sentence. They say, oh, that person. We don't say the death sentence must be upheld. If not, the thief will become even like nowadays they say you cannot cane the children in school, right? What happened to the children now? You see the way they talk, the way they act. But those days, the teacher catch you. The most fearsome person is not even parents, teachers. Teachers will skin them alive, then come back when the father say, why you want it? Then round 2, father will back. And the children were so well behaved. But nowadays, nowadays they say you shouldn't even raise your voice to the children. You shouldn't even shout at the children. It's a kind of, they're affected. Of course, all the asuras are taking birth. This is what is happened. So such thieves and dacoits were never meant for administration anyhow. So anyway, so these thieves and dacoits are never allowed. Okay, you see. The taxation law was simple. Now the taxation law was very simple law. Okay. Okay. What is the taxation law? There was no force. No one is forced. No encroachment. Okay. The king had the right to take 1/4 of the product made by the subject. That's all. The king had right to take 1/4, a quarter of the production made by the subject. The king had right to claim a 1/4 of one's allotted wealth. Just 1/4. Okay, just 1/4. And one should never grudge parting because it's due to the pious king. Okay. Okay, now let's look at this. Okay, so one would never grudge, never like curse. All right, parting with it because due to the pious king and religious harmony where there was enough natural wealth, namely grains, fruits, flowers, silk, cotton, milk, jewels, minerals, etc. And therefore, no one was materially unhappy. He's just going to take 1/4 only. So when they are producing so much, because the king is so pious, right? When a man in the house are so pious, the whole family will be very spiritual, right? Right? What happens if the man of the house is drunkard? What happens if the man of the house is like a dacoit? He's like crazy flirt or abuser. He come back and whack the wife, whack the children, shout like a buck, like a dog. What will happen to the family? They are so unhappy. But what happens if the father or the man of the house are so pious, work so hard and take care of the family very nicely, very responsible person? The whole family is in harmony. Similarly, the same thing, when the king is screwed up, everything becomes screwed up. All right? And they're just going to take 1/4. And people will never grudge. Right? They give the thing. Okay, now. So, the citizens were rich in agriculture and animal husbandry. Right? They're producing a lot of things. And therefore, they had enough grains, fruits, and milk without any artificial needs of soaps and toilets, cinemas, and bars. So those days, citizens are very rich in agriculture. All right. So because they have no worries about all this kind of nonsense. All right. It's already 4. The king had to see the reserve energy of humanity. That means the king also had to see that reserve energy of humanity was properly utilized. Okay. That means reserve energy of humanity is okay. Human energy is meant not exactly fulfilling the animal propensity, but for self-realization. Okay. The whole government was specifically designed to fulfill the particular purpose. As such, the king had to select properly the cabinet minister, but not on the strength of voting background. The king has to select the minister, not by voting background. And the ministers and military commanders and even the ordinary soldiers were all selected by the personal qualification. And the king had to supervise them properly before they appointed to their respective posts. Right? So even the commanders, all these people are selected by the king. And the king had to supervise them. All right? And appoint to their respective posts. The king was especially vigilant. And he also vigilant to see that the tapasvis means who? A person who has sacrificed everything to disseminating spiritual knowledge. Tapasvi means the one who give up everything for spiritual life. All right? Or never disregarded. These are the people not disturbed. The king knew well that the supreme person of Godhead never tolerate any insult to his unalloyed devotees. He knew it very well. He never dared to insult a devotee of. Okay. Such tapasvis were trusted leaders, even of the rogues and thieves. That means these tapasvis are, right, are trusted leaders even of the rogues and thieves. Even the rogues and thieves also, they have their sadhus, gurus, right? Not only for the king, even for the rogues and thieves. Okay. Now we'll see that in this thing, in upper planetary system, where there lives Devas and Asuras. Right? Deva Guru is what? Brahaspati. Asura Guru yare? Anyone?
Sukracharya.
Sukracharya. So Sukracharya is Brahmin, is a Brahmana, all right, and he is the guru for the demons. So it's like that, okay? All right. Who would never disobey the order of Tapasvi? They never disorder. The king would give special protection to illiterates. Okay, now let's look at this. The king would also give special protection to the illiterates, the uneducated, the helpless, and widows of the state, the widows. Defense measures were arranged, all right, previous to the attack of the enemy, right? The defense measures were arranged, okay? Measures were arranged previous to any attack by the enemies. Those days, people don't give you a surprise attack, and they don't attack at night. The opposition leader will come, you stand in front at the border, all right, where there's no one is there, there's no inhabitant was there, right? The place. Then it send his what they call his ambassador. Go and tell him I'm here. So this will run. Duta, he will run. I am from the kingdom of this and this. My king is there here to prepare a fight war with you. Are you willing to accept the challenge? Can you imagine those days war? Say what? Okay. Then he says, on this auspicious day, we will set the war. Right? Let me see the time. Okay, on this day we'll fight. So before that, they would make all the defense measures were arranged previously to any attack of the enemy. So before that, they would prepare everything. Then the king will go in front with all the things. Not like all the foot soldiers, these fellows will go in front. The king go and hide in the palace. Or the king will be watching in the TV. How many people are died and how many? No, the king will be in front. Okay. Anyway, the taxing process was easy. And it was not meant to squandering, but was the strengthening to the reserve fund. Okay, it's not to pull run anybody, but to strengthen the reserve fund. Right? In Malaysia, in this thing, what happens if you don't pay tax? You'll be made a bankrupt. Right? There's one person I don't want to mention name. He was involved in some kind of MLM business. He was doing very well all the while. When he turned 55, 60 or so, that time the retirement was 55, yeah. He went on a retirement. When the retirement day came, when he's going to get this, the last fund of his life, what they call the golden handshake or something like that, gratuity money or something like that. All right, he was in a medical line actually. So when he got that fund, immediately the inland revenue of his IRB, they came in. And they put a case on him. All right. The money hasn't come yet, but they start to put a case on him. He said, do you know that once upon a time you did this business? Yes. Right. And because of that, you owe something like around what? 150, 200,000 on your money. You evaded tax. And this poor husband and wife, you know what they did? After they retire, they took all the gratuity money and paid them and settled off. That is what the demoniac government is. All right. But thank God, some or other they have the children all looking after them. Very pitiful sight. Yes, if you don't do that, finish, we're going to bankrupt you. But of course,
Prabhu, excuse me, Prabhu, it happened to my HOD, Prabhu.
Your HOD, yeah, Prabhu?
2 years back, Prabhu.
Uh-huh.
Last minute, some 2 months, she was about to go on leave. She got ample of leave, golden handshake, plus extra leave. She want to take, and the IRB, the revenue department, saying, you owe us 55,000. Big money. So,
and from where she was owing? She was doing some kind of business before?
No, Prabhu, she she didn't pay or so many what the specialist cost or something like that. Everything not deducted, and she kept quiet. She kept quiet. She owed the government some money, and then some income tax also she manipulated everything. Somehow they found 55,000.
Yeah.
And the gratuity all like withhold because the chuti was, like the query. How come you have so this within the short period? That means you are not recorded. The chuti not recorded properly. That means you are everything was query. HOD Prabhu. Don't know what happened. I don't want to know because she's, one kind
Frustrating,
of. So everybody just don't care about her.
Oh, is she a Jusa now? Is she a Jusa?
Jusa C.
Jusa C, all right.
Yeah,
So
bro.
if it's a Jusa C means there's one advantage, she's going to get a full salary.
She's going to get a full salary. By then.
But okay, but she's a Jusa C and she get a Jusa C salary, if I'm not mistaken, specialist should be roughly around 15 to 20,000. So she's going to get the salary.
They like, under certain acta, they're going to charge her, like charge her for like.
Oh, if they're going to do something like that, means something she have done, something very wrong.
Prabhu, I think they will be waiting.
But these people, the person that I'm talking about, they are both husband, wife, both radiographers.
Oh, here HOD Prabhu.
Yeah, both radiographers, and how much money they're going to make? All taken away. My uncle
was working in the JKN.
JKN, then you know something hanky panky
Anyway. Crying already.
Yeah. That's what has happened. That's why it's all demonic government. They should have told them earlier and they start to deduct in installment. They don't do that. Last minute, when one big lump sum comes, they sapu the money, right? So the soldiers were recruited from all parts of the world and they were trained by the special duties, okay? This is what you're going to study in that Mahabharata that once the book comes, we're going to listen, all right? How that the China, all right, during the Vedic time, the China infantry were parting this Kaurava. They are all expert in elephant infantry. Okay, so that's the thing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 8. Oh, we are fast. All right. Then, okay. All right. As the salvation is concerned, one has to conquer the principle of lust, anger, unlawful desire, avarice, and bewilderment. All right. That's what salvation is all about. To get freedom from anger, one should learn how to forgive. Okay. We must learn how to forgive when we want to come up freedom from anger. So we cannot be like a fake forgiver. All right. We cannot see, like for instance, sometimes we see, I forgive him. We cannot fake it. And this thing must happen. And when we can have this kind of forgiveness mindset, if once we become advanced in Krishna consciousness. I'll recommend you one thing. If you know anyone, or if you are the person who are extremely moody, short temper, there's only one remedy for you. Chant Hare Krishna and read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Right? Read Chaitanya Charitamrita word by word, first chapter on spiritual master. If you just can study that word by word and chant your Hare Krishna mantra, you can somehow or other be very sober. I'm telling this from my personal experience. Anyway, try. To learn from unlawful desire, one should not make plans. To be free from unlawful desire, one should not make plans. By spiritual culture, one is able to conquer sleep. Right? By spiritual culture. Right? One is able to conquer sleep. Right? Because sleep is considered ignorance. Nowadays, they say you must sleep for 8 hours. Or children, no, that's all total ignorance. Right? So, by tolerance, one can conquer desire. By tolerance, one can conquer desire and avarice. Disturbance from various diseases can be avoided. Disturbance from various diseases can be avoided by a regulated diet. What is a regulated diet? When come Ekadasi, don't eat anything, eat only fruits. At least give a break to your stomach. Right? Don't eat after sunset. All the food has to be eaten while it's bright. Right? After the sunset, 8, 9 o'clock, you go back, everything finish. The thing kept in your stomach. Of course, see, like I said, when a dirt is there's another dirt, the bottom part will become crystallized, right? Similarly, when you put the stomach in the food in your stomach, then you put another stomach, then you put it turns into a nasty thing. Sometimes it's better for us to take Velakane. At least 6 months once, we drink Velakane to clear stomach is very good. All right. And by self-control, one can be free from false hopes. All right. We can be free from by self-control. And money can be saved by avoiding undesirable association. Very simple. Right? If you don't drink, if you don't eat meat, if you don't gamble, if you don't have illicit affair, which person would like to call you out? You got nowhere to go, I'm telling you. All right. Even my friend, my Chinese friend, he says, Chinese player, better don't call this fella. He will definitely, because once upon a time, I'm a very happy person. Right? I used to enjoy life with all whatever wrong things. So he said, no, don't do that. Hey, call this Puni. My name is Punidan, actual name. Punidan, no, he's a monk. He don't drink, he don't eat meat, he don't, no need. He come there, he will stop us from doing. So I used to tell them, hey, you're drinking poison, sure, you're going to die. So you're going to spoil our mood. So it's very simple, right? Money can be saved by avoiding undesirable association. So you go, you got nothing to go, you got nothing to spend. By practice of yoga, one can control hunger. And worldliness can be avoided. The worldliness by culturing the knowledge of impermanence. Worldliness. That means if you think you're a very materialistic person, all right, you can avoid this by practicing this knowledge of impermanence. Nothing is permanent in this world. Dizziness can be conquered. Dizziness can be conquered by rising up. Right? And false argument can be conquered by factual ascertainment with facts. That means you're making all kind of facts and figures with facts. All right? Talkativeness can be avoided by gravity and silence. If a person is very talkative, you can avoid by gravity and silence. And by prowess, one can avoid fearfulness. Right? When you become very strong and pro, you can avoid fearfulness. So perfect knowledge can be obtained by self-cultivation, by learning, cultivate yourself. One must be free from lust, avarice, anger, dreaming, etc. to actually attain the path of salvation. Okay. As far as women class are concerned, they are accepted as a power of inspiration for men. Accepted as the power of inspiration for men. If you hear anyone says that Prabhupada says women are deceiving, now you can show this. All right. So accepted as power of inspiration of men. And as such, women are more powerful than men. Actually, it's true. You can deliver many child. You can have a child in your womb and you can still go on doing your work. Right? Like there's one doctor was asking me this question. Why did Prabhupada say that? I say very simple. You are a doctor, your husband a doctor. Both of you go back home. Your husband will take his bath, do his prayer, read his newspaper, or watch news, right? Yes. And you, as a mother, what do? You go back home, take your bath, say your prayer, then cook, prepare food, make sure your children have eaten, make sure the children are taken care, make sure children are clean, make sure you have checked their homework, everything you do. Your husband sharp 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, he'll go to bed, but you go to bed at 12 o'clock. Why you can go on doing that? Because you're a woman. Women are powerful. Shakti. Mighty Julius Caesar was controlled by a Cleopatra. Such powerful women are controlled by, right? How the women control men? Such powerful women are controlled by shyness. They are very powerful. All right. That's why the shyness control them. But in Kali Yuga, women are losing their shyness. You can read that in 11th canto or 12th canto of Bhagavatam, the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Women will lose their shyness. Therefore, shyness is important for women. Once this control valve is loosened, women can create havoc in the society by adultery. Okay. Adultery means what? Production unwanted children, known as Varna Shankara, who disturb the world. Okay. All right. The last item taught by Bhishma Dev was a process of pleasing the Lord. We are all eternal servants of the Lord. And when we forget this essential part of our nature, we are put into material condition of life. The reason we fall down because of this. The simple process of pleasing the Lord, okay, for the householder especially, is to install a deity of the Lord at home. So for a householder, it's better for them to have a deity at home. By concentrating on the deity, one may progressively go on do some routine work. So what are the deities that you can worship? Right? Radha Krishna is not a joke. It's very lot of things. Right? Then you talk about Jagannatha, Baladev, Subhadra, okay, they are good. But it's always better to keep Sri Gaura Nitai deity in the house. No need to have a big one, just a small tiny one also will do. Keep a Gaura Nitai deity and start to worship the deity. Okay? It's very auspicious. So worshipping the deity at home, serving the devotee, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, worshipping the deity at home, serving the devotee, and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, they say residing in the holy place and chanting the holy name of the Lord are all inexpensive items which one can use to please the Lord. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Thus, the subject matter was explained by the grandfather Bhishma, grandfather to his grandchildren. All right. It's already 4:20. Srimad Bhagavatam. Any questions? Any comment? All right. All good.
Oh, so far so good, Prabhu.
Okay. So next week you do text 28. Next week means Tuesday lah. Tuesday we do text 28. Then okay. So any questions? Don't wait for the class. Please make reading Gita as your Bhagavatam as your activity, one of your activity at home, right? And also chanting, very important. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the class.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
Questions. You see, like Vanaprasad, and after that we migrate into the sannyas. These are the final part recommended in the scriptures, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some says உழைக்காம சம்பாதிக்க கூடாதுன்னு. Then how about our pension, boss, Prabhu? Is it உழைக்காத காசு?
The pension scheme is something that has been created even during the Vedic times.
Oh.
Vedic times. Say, like for instance, like some people can work, some people cannot work. You know, they get their allocation. Like just now we studied, right? The Brahmin get the allocation, right? The illiterate widows. Remember, we read widows. All these people are given pension.
Oh.
Right? So what is that ideology of உழைக்காத காசு? உழைக்காத காசுன்னு என்ன அர்த்தம்? I wouldn't say like you know, இதெல்லாம் வந்து like all sentimentalists. For instance, you work all your life. எதுக்கு? பின்னாடி காலத்துல you're going to get pension. Right? So what are the intention? Of course, you're going to get your pension and you're going to live with the pension. Right? So to your contribution, government is giving you pension. The pension scheme was actually introduced by the British. All right, in India, they say you become a soldier, you become a soldier. Okay, you come and join that army. So because to create disturbance within that this thing. All right, while you're with us, we give you wine, everything, we enjoy your life. After you're old, we pay you rest of your life. We give you pension. So it's a good deal. அதுக்கு நம்ம துறைக்கு வேலை செஞ்சுட்டு போயிடலாம். So it became like a practice and eventually it's absorbed in the government system. It's good. Pension is good. I mean, pension, they only give you what, 70% of your salary, right?
60% work 30 years, 60%.
60%, 60% of your salary. If you earn 10,000 means you're going to get 6,000. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this thing, then of course you're going to get a golden handshake, plus this, plus that.
Yeah.
So you must be able to utilize the money very nicely, properly. So if you have that pension scheme, you can take Vanaprastha and go to India. No worries about money. Every month you're going to get paid. Why not?
Oh, okay. No harm, isn't it, Prabhu?
No,
That money.
definitely no harm.
Legitimate one, isn't it? Not haram.
But you're going to take, see, haram and halal doesn't work for us. If you don't utilize anything that you enjoy without offering to Krishna, it's haram. That's all.
Yeah.
You drink water without offering, you eat without offering, you do things without offering. Anything that you don't use as sacrifice or you do in dedication in the name of Krishna is haram. That's all.
Yeah.
So you just as wake up in the morning, if you don't offer the day to Krishna, you don't do this thing, you don't chant, it's considered haram. It's sinful. But what happens if you can do that? If you can simply chant Hare Krishna, even you just meditate, Krishna, dear Krishna, take care of me. I offer this day to you. Even you wake up in the morning, you say you wake up late, you cannot rush to work. It's okay. Now you are rushing to work. Just wake up, you just think in your heart, dear Krishna, I offer this day to you. Please accept it. And these kind of thoughts will purify you, purify your mind, purify your intelligence, purify your existence. Chariya?
Yeah.
See, Krishna consciousness is very simple process, right? Do everything in the name of God. That's it. Yukta Vairagya. Whatever you have, do it in the name of God. But the most important for your own spiritual purification, you have to chant your rounds. Okay. If you can do this, another thing that you can do a sacrifice, maybe you can buy maybe 5-10 books, Bhagavad Gita, you can start to distribute among your contacts. That is very auspicious. See, like here, most of the devotees have done that. Nanda Mataji, Dineshwaran Prabhu, Karpia, I mean, Saras Mataji, Arasi Mataji, Jagan, I think also Jagan. All of them have done a big book distribution. They are part of my the 5,400 books marathon I did on 2021. They are all part of the team, and they got the taste. Yeah.
We have done a few among our relatives, Prabhu. That one just distributed. I chose the Bhagavad Gita as it is from the prize center. There's a prize Branjaya Krishna temple from there obtained, and then we distributed, and I've kept one here with me. Among the family members only so far.
Doesn't matter. You have to give to someone and tell them why they should read Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Don't simply give. Tell them why you should read Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Because all this while I thought doing the same thing. Just give Bhagavad Gita. Just randomly give, because we know Bhagavad Gita is a time bomb. When it goes to somebody else, some or other will receive. But the day when I saw that Tineshwaran's shelter ceremony in Ipoh, by His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami was telling, don't simply give the book. Keep in touch. Call them and find out what they have read. I really never thought about that. That was a very inspiring. He said, call and ask them how are they doing? Is it okay if I can come and read with you? Is it okay if I just can talk to you? Okay, just like pick a verse like that. Like yesterday, Tinesh did a fantastic this thing, right? The supremacy, all right? The Bhagavan, all right? Do you know? Okay, can you just say, okay, send a message. Why not you refer to this verse? All right, you go through the verse in the evening. I'll call and discuss with you. Something like that. So you must make sure that always that you keep in touch. Okay, they say, how do you feel reading the book? All right, detail them will be very good. Okay. All right. So I hope. Okay, it's 4:30. Okay, now to go and fetch my son. So anyway, I hope all of you had a good time. And today is Sivaratri. Those who are people who decide to stay awake, all right, chant the holy name of Krishna. Hare Namana, Rama Rama Ramaiti Rame Mano Rame. That's the instruction of Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati in Padma Purana. By chanting the name of Hari, especially Ram, once is equivalent to 1,000 names of Vishnu. And the way to please Lord Shiva is by chanting the name of Hari. Okay. So on this day, today is Saturday, tomorrow Sundays. I mean, most of you are not working on Sunday. Make full use of this day to read Bhagavatam, or to read, because Bhagavatam, when you look at Mahatmya, Lord Shiva was the original speaker, right? I spoke to this Mother Parvati, right? Okay. Then at the same time, what do? You can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Maybe tonight you can sit and complete your 64 rounds. Okay. Maybe you can start chanting from 7 o'clock in the evening, 7, 8 o'clock. By the time you finish your 64 rounds, it's already at dawn. Okay. Utilize this day to worship Shiva by chanting the holy name of Krishna. Okay. So then have a nice day. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyevacha paditanam pavenebhyo vaishnavebhayo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day. Bye. Gauranga.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.